I'm Ann Kroeker.
And I'm Singleton Craig.
And together we're Kroeker and Craig, co-authors of the book on being a writer. Welcome to Chapter 1. We are going to talk about identity. The chapter title is Identify. It's a verb because we want the writers to identify as writers. That's what this book is about. That's what this whole chapter is about, is launching your writing life by grabbing onto that identity. In the chapter, we each tell our own stories of how we came to identify as writers. And so we don't want to steal our stories that you're about to read, but that's what we hope that you'll do as a group, is begin to discuss what it's like to struggle against that identity, how to struggle against other identities that you inhabit and at the same time. And so we thought, when you get to the point where you discuss this as a group, we would try a little experiment by discussing it amongst the two of us. So I'm going to pose a question to Charity here. Charity, what other identities have you embodied? And do those identities conflict with your writing life?
Well, right now the identity I embody the most, I guess, is as a wife and a stepmother and a daughter. So my family relationships and the identities, I assume, are definitely a big part of my life. I think of myself as a writer within those identities because much of my life is spent in those relationships. So I actually am culling those relationships and those experiences for writing material. But also, those identities sometimes do create a little chafing in my life in terms of not only the difficulty in writing about situations that are ongoing, but also just in scheduling my life and trying to maintain the time that I need to write and also be a good wife, a good mom, a good daughter. And we all have so many other identities, so those are only just a few of the ones that I wrestle against. So I think those are the primary ones at this point. I have at other times, and it's alluded to in the book, considered myself creative in other ways other than writing, and have considered, would I ever be a painter, or would I be a musician, or would I be a paper maker? Yes, I experimented with paper making even. And at some point I realized that the same commitment and the same amount of time and energy that I would devote to writing to make it be a primary focus for me would be required in all those other areas, and I can't do it all. So at this point I sort of have minimized the number of identities that I claim so that I can not only say I am a writer, but actually spend my time writing. And I think that's how I would answer that question.
That's good. That's good. And so we hope that you have a fruitful discussion as you explore this together as a group and talk about these struggles and the tension between them, and how can you then live a rewarding and sustainable writing life as a writer.
We'll see you in Chapter 2.